Girl, you better grow.
Hello. Thank you for tuning to Woman's Wednesday Experience, where women of excellence meet all needs. My name is Regina Harrell, and today I have a special guest, and I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Latoya Mathis. I am a mother of three. I am a commercial truck driver, and I am also Regina's cousin.
A truck driver, a lady truck driver. But today our theme is freedom, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So I'm gonna let her expound a little bit into that. Would you like to go into that?
Um, Freedom to me is being able to love people beyond anything that they have done to you.
Absolutely.
When you can love them past their flaws, when you can love them past the hurt, when you can love them past the pain. Um, I didn't really understand it until about a year ago, maybe, about being able to love people in spite of. You have to learn to love people for who they are, for what they are, and you also have to know to forgive. Forgiveness to me also has a lot to do with freedom. You have to be able to forgive those
Absolutely.
that wrong you in order for you to be free. You can't be free if you're angry. You can't be free if you're bound up with pain and confusion and frustration. You have to be free. In order to be free, you have to forgive.
That's good. That's good.
Um, I've had situations that happen in my life, even from being a child to an adult, where I've had to learn to forgive people. And let me first say it's not easy being able to forgive them because you want to hold on to what happened, and you want to hold on to the hurt, and you want to hold on to the pain because it feels better sometimes to just hold on and you don't have to deal with them or the situation. But it's always better to just let it go. Give it to God. Let Him take it. Let Him be in control of your feelings and your emotions. Just have to give those situations to God because at the end of the day, you can only do so much. You can only do so much. But God is in control of all situations.
Now, can I ask you something? What was your breaking point where you say, "Hey, freedom is finally here"? Like, what was the breaking point that made you realize that you have freedom?
Um, I went to a woman's like a women's fellowship at my local town hall, and the message that night was freedom, and it was talking about you know being free is being free and forgiving people is not always about you. I mean, it's not about them. The forgiving part is for yourself. It's for you. It's for you to grow. It's for you to let go and to be able to move on and move past those things.
Right.
Um, I realized that I was at that place when being around my mom didn't make me as angry just hearing her voice. Because there was a time where being in her presence and hearing her voice would just irritate me like no other. But I found myself when that would happen, I would immediately begin to pray inside, to myself and to God about, God, I don't want to feel this way. Help me not to be angry with my mother. She's still my mama. I want to love her. I mean, it was to the point where I questioned how I would feel if something happened to her. But I didn't want to feel like that because I know that feeling like that can't get me into heaven. I can't go but so far. And sometimes we don't realize it, but we hinder ourselves
Yes, we do.
from our blessings, from what God has for us, because we are holding on to things that we have to let go of. You have to let it go. You can't hold on to it and think that you're going to make it into the kingdom. It's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
So like I say, being around her and not being irritated, not feeling, that feeling of hate and frustration and disgust, I knew that I was coming around. Let me say that first. I knew I was coming around. I knew it was getting better. And when I realized it was getting better, I began to continue to pray to God about, help it to get even better. Just help it to get even better. And as time went on, I've noticed, I could be around my mom. I can laugh. I can talk with her, and it feels genuine. It doesn't feel like I'm forcing myself to do it.
Right.
So, I thank God for the freedom to be able to be in her presence and not feel what I used to feel.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, and there's a lot of women that's going out there right now that's they're hoarding around, like they are emotional hoarders, where they don't know how to go about with the forgiveness and how to even begin with it. So could you give them like some tips of how to actually go into actually forgiving and forgetting? And we know it's hard to forget, but still, just first
one
step of
thing
forgiveness.
about it is you'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
But when you set in your mind that this is what you want that freedom, you can have it. You pray about it, you talk to God, and you got to be sincere about it. Now you can't say you want this, but then you keep tiddlywinking, dibble dabbling in it, and saying, you saying one thing, but your heart is saying something else. Your heart got to go along with what your mouth is saying.
Right.
If they don't go together, it's not gonna happen. But you gotta mean it. You gotta really want God to deliver you from being angry. You gotta want God to really deliver you from being hurt. You gotta want it. It's all in what you want.
That's right.
It's all in what you want.
And I like the fact that you said deliverance, because like I said, so many people hold things in, it bounds them down. So that's great that you are in your area of freedom, which you can do things that you need to have done, and you can pretty much pursue your purpose, because when you are bound down, you can't do what you want to do, because
you're limited. You're limited because your mind don't go but so far. People don't understand it, but being bound up with hurt and frustration and anger, it bounds your mind up. It does something to your mind. Your mind has to be clear.
Yes,
on top of that, you can't hear God if you're angry and you're frustrated and you're mad and your mind is bound up with stuff that you need to just let go of. You can't hear God.
And another thing too, when stuff like that is happening, what people don't understand, that it blocks their eyesight, because even though the person have wronged you, or you feel like that person have wronged you, but because you are blinded by the anger, you don't even see the change in that person.
Amen.
You don't see the change in that person.
You can't even see a change in yourself, because first of all, you ain't growing. If you don't forgive them and let it go, you are only gonna go so far. I'm telling you, I know from experience, you're only going to go but so far. You have to let it. And when I say let it go, I mean you genuinely have to let it go. You can't put it down and pick it back up. Put it down and pick it back up. Put it down and pick it. You got to leave it there.
Leave it there.
You have to. You have to just leave it there. No matter what they've done. And when I say what I'm saying, I'm not just speaking on just my mom, but I'm speaking on people in general, friends, any other family, anybody I've ever had association with, anybody. Right. If I had to let it go, you can't hold on to it.
No, you can't. Because you don't get anywhere. Right. You are at a standstill. So that's the one thing that would keep you moving forward. And like I've been talking about the previous Wednesdays before has been about forgiveness. They have been about forgiveness. So God is working with this forgiveness, because someone out there really needs to let it go and just let it be over, so that you can move forward.
Freedom is behind letting it go, honey. That's where your freedom is.
Absolutely. So just one question. What made you pick the profession of being a truck driver?
When I was little, I used to see those big trucks passing, and I would see them moving, and they'd be moving fast. And I'd be wondering, what are they doing inside that truck to make it go so fast? But I don't know. I was dating a guy, and he was a truck driver, and I used to ride with him and go, with him, and I enjoyed it. On top of that, I like driving. I like traveling. So all of that was a plus for me. Not to mention that my dad is a truck driver. So he could have just passed it right on down to me.
Genetically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I always love the smell of that smoke that come out the pipes and stuff. I love the way it smell.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened, and I sometimes I even ask myself, how did I end up doing it? But whatever happened, I thank God, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it became a passion.
Yes.
So again, you guys, I had introduced you to Latoya. She is my first cousin, by the way. And I consider her my sister because we grew up together.
Same pot, same bed.
Same everything.
Yeah.
But you never know, watching each other grow from a itty bitty baby all the way up to we grown now, that we all have passions, and she is a woman of excellence meeting all needs, because this is just let you know, you guys, that you can be whatever you want to be, because you are a diamond in the rough where God had scooped you up so everybody can see you shining. Thank you again, Latoya, for giving your time to us, and thank you guys for tuning in to the One Man Wednesday Experience. And until next time, we love you guys, because queens, we fix crowns, we don't tilt them. Have a great day. Latoya Mathis, she's not just only a truck driver, but she's also on her own business, Gracefully Broken Designs, where she promotes businesses. Contact her